What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the Apex Football YouTube channel. This is the Commish AP, and in today's video, we are going to be giving out the awards from the 2023 season. So let's get right on into it. The first award is going to be our 2023 Most Improved Player Award. This goes to the player who has significantly improved their game, and it shows on the field and shows in the stat line. And honestly, we were between two players, so I'm going to give an honorable mention to someone. This is the first time I'm really giving an honorable mention to anyone in a different award that's not MVP or Cy Young. First of all, I want to give an honorable mention to captain of Walter Wiffle, Josiah Rusher. First of all, he's a very dedicated player, and he loves coming out to the wiffle ball field. And he had significant improvements. He actually wound up throwing 5 1/3 more innings than he did in his previous season. Wound up getting 2 wins on the mound, which was 2 more wins than he did last season, and reduced his ERA by 0.15 and doubled his strikeout count from the previous season. He had 10 strikeouts in his rookie year and then 20 strikeouts in his second season. So shout out to Josiah Rusher, who had a great 2023 season. But our Most Improved Player Award is going to go to a guy who he did make some improvements up at the plate. He increased his average by a lot, which was surprising since the league's batting average was significantly lower. And this guy wound up increasing his average from season to season. He pitched the same amount of games on the mound, but had 2 more starts, and he wound up throwing 3.2 more innings than the previous season, grabbed 2 more wins, had 1 less earned run than the previous season, and reduced his ERA significantly from a 2.79 to a 1.80. And he increased his strikeouts significantly from 25 strikeouts in 2022 to 38 strikeouts in 2023. He gave up 10 less hits, and his whip went down by 0.411. Congratulations to our 2023 Most Improved Player, captain of the 12-6 Mafia, Brendan Fletcher.
Oh, baby! Get out of here! Yeah, baby!
2-2.
That's going to be a hit to left field. Strike.
We can't.
Strike.
Oh, nasty.
Strike. Off the side.
Oh.
Ooh, that was nasty.
Oh, yeah. Bases loaded, no outs, folks at home. 1, 2, 3.
The next award is going to be our 2023 Gold Glove Award. The Gold Glove is given to the player who was the best in the field, made no errors, and made the most plays without committing an error. And this guy had 4 putouts and 1 assist, and even turned an unassisted double play, all without committing any errors. And that player is actually our Most Improved Player, and is also the 2023 Gold Glove Award winner, Brendan Fletcher. Lobs it up. That's up in the air. They're gonna. Oh, what a play!
I got it! We'll get back! Yeah, baby!
Underhand. It's gonna be a play. Brendan. It's gonna attack second base for out number 3. The next award is going to be our 2023 Manager of the Year Award. The Manager of the Year goes to the guy who managed his team the best, made the best moves, made the best lineups, made the best pitching changes. And for the first time ever, the Manager of the Year is not going to go to the manager who came in first place in the division. Yes, we do want to give a shout out to Jake Busick, first ever rookie captain to win a championship and win a division. But the guy who is going to be given the Manager of the Year award is going to be the guy who had to make the most moves. First of all, early in the season, 2 guys who were expected to be on the roster full-time unexpectedly left. And then throughout the season, he added 2 key pitchers, which both of them combined for 5 of the team's wins on the mound throughout the season, which this team won 6 games, so they won majority of the games on the mound. And then in the playoff game, he made a very unselfish move to take himself off the mound and put his ace back in to get the team a series sweep. Ladies and gentlemen, Manager of the Year, it's going to be myself, Anthony Parada, 919 Punishers.
And you said something about the roster changes as well. The Bozos recently disbanded. I see you have, I think it's a fake ginger. It might just be poorly bleached hair. How do you feel about the roster changes?
I feel good. I mean, it's upsetting to have Blake and Brendan leave, but Chris brings some great morale to the team, and Parker's a very solid pitcher, so he's going to be throwing our game 2 today, but I'm excited to get on out there.
The next award is going to be our 2023 Silver Slugger Award. Now, as you saw in previous seasons, we normally give out multiple of these, but honestly, the average dropped, the hits percentage dropped, home runs were reduced, and there weren't a whole lot of just flat-out great hitters. But there was one, so that's why this guy is deserving of being the only Silver Slugger Award winner. This guy led every single one of our major hitting categories. He led the league in hits, led the league in home runs, RBIs, average, OBP, slugging, and OPS. In 8 games, this guy went 10 for 20 up at the plate, a 500 average, while hitting 5 home runs, 18 RBIs, had a 630 OBP, a 1.100 slugging percentage, a 1.730 OPS, while also drawing 7 walks and only striking out 5 times. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2023 Silver Slugger of the K-Pex Captains, Jack Snipes.
Yeah! Let's go!
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, that's fair.
Fair.
That's fair. Safe.
The next award is going to be the 2023 Cy Young Award. And this was, without a doubt, a unanimous choice of who our best pitcher was. This guy played in 5 games on the mound, had 3 starts in 14 2/3 inning of work. Had a 3-0 record, including a perfect game that was ran through 6 innings in the playoffs, mind you. 3 no-hitters, 3 shutouts, 3 complete games, a .545 whip, no runs given up. 44 strikeouts, which was the league lead. Only gave up 2 hits, and that was when he wasn't even at full speed. Only gave up 6 walks and allowed a .154 OBP. And every single one of his outs was a strikeout. So, with that being said, your Cy Young Award. And for the first time ever, a rookie winning the Cy Young, Jake Busick.
Oh! Oh, Punisher. Oh, off bounds. Oh!
And now for our final award, the MVP. This was a very interesting decision, and there were 3 players I had in mind, and I'm just going to list you through their last names. This is in no specific order. Jake Busick of the K-Pex Captains, Brendan Fletcher of the 12-6 Mafia, and Jack Snipes of the K-Pex Captains. It was really down to Jake Busick and Jack Snipes. Brendan Fletcher had a great season, but it really was down to Busick and Snipes. So Brendan Fletcher, our 3rd place MVP winner, which, hands down, I commemorate that to him because, you know, he went from not even a consideration of MVP in 2022 to now an MVP candidate. Jack Snipes, as you guys heard in the Silver Slugger read, was hands down the best hitter in the league. Was first in every single hitting category. Jake Busick, who I read to you in the Cy Young read, was hands down the best pitcher. But Jake Busick also had solid hitting stats. Went 6 for 18, which he had the 5th most amount of hits in the league. Did homer once. Had 8 RBIs, which was 4th in the league. A .333 average, which was tied for 3rd. A .571 OBP, which was 3rd. A .500 slugging percentage, which was 4th. And a 1.071 OPS, which was 3rd. So Jake was still a very solid hitter. But when you think of MVP, you think of the most valuable. So the real question is, would the K-Pex Captains have done significantly worse without Jake or Jack? Now, both are great players, and there's a reason. And by the way, this was the biggest MVP debate. The last 2 seasons, I knew without a doubt it was John Canair. In Season 1, I knew without a doubt it was Aiden Salpeg. This year, it was really hard. However, you take Jake off the team, you're without an ace pitcher and a solid bat. You take Jack off the team, you're just without your best bat, but the K-Pex Captain still would have thrived because of Jake still being on the team with his bat. So with that being said, your 2023 MVP, and for that matter, Rookie of the Year as well, goes to the captain of the K-Pex Captains, Jake Busick.
Elevate and celebrate.
So with that being said, now let's get into the second half of this video of the top 10 players in the Apex Wiffle Ball League. There were 10 players who performed well above the rest, and this is why they're going to get shouted out. So let's start off with number 10. Coming in at number 10, this guy was a late season pickup and played in 4 games. However, didn't really perform at the plate, didn't get a single hit in 8 ABs, and only had 1 walk, which gave him a .111 OBP. However, this guy was dominant on the mound in the 2 series that he showed up for, pitching in 3 games, including 2 starts, in 9 2/3 inning work. However, he didn't grab a win, but he threw 2 complete games, only gave up 5 earned runs, which gave him a 1.55 ERA, which was 4th in the league, and struck out 26 batters, which was 4th in the league, while only giving up 6 hits and 2 walks, which gave him a .828 whip, only allowing a .222 OBP and a .176 average. The number 10 player is Ben Brockman. Ben Brockman, though, like I said, he had a great pitching season. I mean, top 5 in ERA and strikeouts. However, with Ben Brockman, he did not have really any good hitting stats at all. So that is why he is ranked number 10 on the list. Coming in at number 9 is the captain of the Walter Wiffle Ball Club, Josiah Rusher. Josiah significantly improved. Yet again, was not on this list in 2022. He played in 10 games, went 3 for 23, no home runs, 2 RBIs, a 130 batting average, a 412 OBP, drew 11 walks, had a 130 slugging, and a 542 OPS. Josiah, honestly, he took my advice from the Apex Wiffle Tonight series at the beginning of the 2023 season. I said that Josiah didn't walk at all in his rookie year and he needs to be a little more patient up at the plate. Well, he was very patient. He was up the top of the league in walks drawn with 11. Going from 0 to 11 walks was amazing, and he improved tremendously on the mound. In 4 games, all 4 of them were starts, 11 innings of work. He had a 2-2 record on the mound with 1 shutout, 4 complete games, 15 earned runs, which gave him a 4.09 ERA, 20 strikeouts, 12 hits, 19 walks, a 2.818 whip, only allowing a 470 OBP and a 255 average. And he was amazing in the field, getting 9 putouts, 3 assists, turning a double play, however, having 3 errors, which gave him an 800 fielding percentage. He had the most putouts in the league. He had significant improvements on the mound, and if you took out the 12 earned run game he had against the Capex Captains, he would have only had 3 earned runs on the season, which Josiah did amazing. That's why he's the #9 player. However, a big reason why he is not the #9, not any higher than 9. Like I said, the 12 earned runs game. If that didn't happen, he probably would have been a little higher. And also, he played in double the amount of games and only had 1 more hit from the previous season. And all 3 of those hits were actually against the Bozos, a team that didn't even exist that long. But Josiah, nonetheless, had significant improvements, and that's why he's the #9 player. Number 8 is going to be the rookie, Parker Chappell, who was on the 99 Punishers and the Bozos. Parker Chappell was amazing on the mound, pitching in 3 games, all 3 of them being starts, and in 8 1/3 innings of work. He had a 2-1 record, including a no-hitter, 2 complete games, giving up only 3 earned runs, had a 1.08 ERA, which was the 3rd best in the league, had 23 strikeouts, which was the 5th best in the league, only giving up 2 hits, but however had a little bit of trouble with the walks, giving up 22 of them. He did make 5 putouts and an assist in the field, but he had 4 errors, which only gave him a .600 fielding percentage. He was all right at the plate as well, with 4 hits in 23 at-bats, didn't hit any homers, had 3 RBIs, a 174 average, a 367 OBP, 7 walks to 10 strikeouts, a 174 slugging percentage, and a 541 OPS. Big reason, so Parker's over Josiah and Ben because he did have more hits than both of them, more RBIs than both of them, and was better on them. And you can argue that Parker was better on the mound than both of them. However, like I said, the hitting kills, and I'm pretty sure, and 3 out of those hits were in 1 series against Walter Whipple. He had 1 hit against the 12-6 Mafia in that game 1, a nice little bloop single into center field. But, however, his hitting was not on par with the rest of the league with that disappointing 174 average. But, like I said, he was an amazing pitcher, and that's why, as a rookie, and as the youngest player in the league, keep in mind, Parker Chappell in 2023 was only 12 years old, playing against guys like me who were 18. So, Parker Chappell, number 8 player in the league. Coming in at number 7 is Noah Sides from the Capex Captains. Noah Sides played in 8 games and pitched in 5 of them, including 4 starts, had 7 1/3 inning of work, a 3-1 record, which was actually tied for the most wins in the league, had a perfect game, which was his no-hitter and his shutout. He had 2 complete games, only given up, and he gave up 10 earned runs, had a 4.09 ERA, 20 strikeouts, 8 hits, 11 walks, a 2.591 WHIP, and allowing a 463 OBP, a 267 batting average. At the plate, he wasn't all that bad as what he was. It just so happened that his teammates were just a lot better. In 8 games, he went 4 for 17 at the plate, hitting 1 home run, 4 RBIs, a 235 average, which was 7th in the league actually, a 519 OBP, which was 6th, walking 10 times to only 7 strikeouts, so a positive walk-to-K ratio, had a 412 slugging percentage, which was 6th in the league, and a 930 OPS, which was 5th in the league. Now, what makes Noah Sides 7 and not 1 through 6? And what makes him 7 and not 8 through 10? So the reason why he's not anywhere lower than 7 is because, I mean, the perfect game helped a lot. He had a home run, he had RBIs, he had hits, and was in the top 10 in a lot of hitting categories. And his pitching wasn't bad. Like I said, he had that perfect game. He had 20 Ks. However, he had a couple games where he really wasn't on his game, and that led him to have that 4.09 ERA when the league pitching ERA was significantly lower. It just makes him not look all that good, but Noah Sides, nonetheless, very good for a rookie, and I'm very much looking forward to what he is going to do in his 2024 campaign. Coming in at number 6, another Capex captain, Nathan Bunch. He is one of the best players that only hit during the season. He wasn't a pitcher. He went 9 for 27, which was actually tied for 2nd in hits, 2 home runs, which was in second, 9 RBIs, which was second, a .333 average, which was tied for third, a .419 OBP, 4 walks to 15 strikeouts, a .556 slugging, and a .975 OPS. Made 1 putout in the field, but nonetheless, Nathan Bunch, great hitter, a way better hitter than 6 through 10. He had multiple home runs, was up there for the league leading hits, up there for average, up there for RBIs. Did strike out a lot, but you know, it's wiffle ball. People are swinging, so strikeouts aren't really that heavy. The main thing is, and this really isn't his fault, and there's really nothing he can do about this, Nathan Bunch wasn't a pitcher. The next 5 guys, out of the next 5 guys, 4 of these guys are pitchers on their teams and were considered aces on their teams at one point of the season. So Nathan Bunch, great season though, and that's why he deserves to be number 6. Coming in at number 5 from the 919 Punishers, Owen Chittister. Owen Chittister only played in 4 games, went 3 for 16 up at the plate, which was only a .188 average, had 1 home run, 3 RBIs, a .278 OBP, drew a couple walks, struck out a lot, had a .375 slugging, and a .643 OPS. However, it was really his pitching that kept him in the top 5. He had 3 games, including 2 starts, 7 innings of work, a 3-0 record, 1 no-hitter, 2 shutouts, 2 complete games, no runs given up at all, which was tied for the league lead. Struck out 20 batters, only gave up 1 hit and 2 walks, had a .429 whip, only allowed a .120 OBP and a .043 average. He did get a couple putouts on the mound, only committed 1 error, and it was really Owen's pitching performance that had him stride to the top 5. However, his hitting wasn't really the best when he did come back. He had a couple solid playoff games that didn't do anything up to the plate for that matter in his 1 regular season series, which is unlike Owen. And honestly, what really put him this low on the list is he didn't play the full season. The next 4 guys did play the full season and performed. If Owen would have played the full season, I can easily see Owen being in the top 3. Next up at number 4, it's going to be myself. I played in 8 games, went 9 for 29, which was actually the 2nd most hits in the league. Only hit 1 home run, had 7 RBIs, which was 5th, a .310 average, which was also 5th, 474 OBP, 9 walks to 15 strikeouts, a .414 slugging percentage, which was 5th, and an .887 OPS, which was 6th. On the mound, though, I really didn't have that great of a season. It was better than most, but nonetheless, 4 games, 4 starts, 11 1/3 inning of work. A 1-2 record on the mound with 3 complete games, 15 runs given up, only 12 of them were earned, giving me a 3.18 ERA. Honestly, in last year's league, if you had anything above a 3, you didn't do good at all. So, but I had 27 strikeouts, which was actually the 3rd most in the league, only giving up 11 hits. It was the 20 walks that killed me, and 9 of them being in one game. That's what really sucked. A 2.735 whip, a .477 OBP given up, and a .244 average. I did have 3 putouts, 3 assists, but also 3 errors. So, that being said, I'm definitely not number 1 because my pitching wasn't as good as what a couple of the guys in the top 3 were, and my hitting wasn't as good as some of the guys in the top 3. But my hitting was definitely better than 5 through 10, and I had solid pitching. So I did go from the number 2 player in 2022 to the number 4 player. So we will see where I rank in 2024. Will I be higher than 4 or lower than 4? Will I be will I be back in the top 3? Will I be back in the top 2? Or will I potentially even be the best player in the league? We will just have to wait and see. But anyhow, coming in at number 3 will be Brendan Fletcher, the most improved player of the year, without a doubt. And this top 10 list shows it. He wasn't even ranked after having a full season in 2022, and now is number 3 in the 2023 list. He played in 8 games, went 6 for 25, which actually was the 5th most amount of hits, had 1 home run, 7 RBIs, which was the 5th most amount of RBIs, a 240 average, which he had a 190 average the year before. He increased his average by 50 points. And he actually had the 6th highest average in the league, despite it only being a 240. He had a 321 OBP, only walked 3 times though. But it was his stats on the mound which impressed everyone. 5 games, all 5 of them being starts, a 13 1/3 innings of work, a 2-3 record, 1 shutout, 3 complete games, 8 earned runs, which gave him a 1.80 ERA, which was 5th in the league, had 38 strikeouts, which was the 2nd most in the league, and one of the highest amounts in a single season in league history. He only gave up 8 hits, gave up 21 walks, which a lot of that happened in that series against the Apex Captains. A 2.175 whip, a .420 OBP, and only giving up a 167 average. And he also had 4 putouts and an assist and a double play while not committing a single error. Brandon Fletcher, hands down, greatly improved. Was better than me on the mound. The only thing that kept him back from the top 2 was his hitting could have been a little better, but yet again, we'll give Brandon Fletcher the benefit of the doubt. One of his games, he had to go up against Jake Busick. Another one of his games, he went up against myself and Parker Chappell, which that's not the easiest to do. He also went up against Josiah, which Josiah was pitching very good in that game. But I'd love to see Brandon Fletcher back in the top 3 next season. He is a great guy to have around, and he, without a doubt, deserves this. Coming in at number 2 is our Silver Slugger, Jack Snipes. Jack Snipes played in 8 games, having a 500 average, 10 for 20, 5 home runs, 8 RBIs, a 630 OBP, drawing 7 walks compared to only striking out 5 times, a 1.100 slugging percentage, a 1.730 OPS. He was number 1 in every hitting category. He had 2 putouts in the field. The only real thing, and this really isn't his fault yet again, he wasn't a pitcher. If he had great pitching numbers, he could potentially have been the best player. So we will see what happens in the 2024 season with Jack. Will he keep up these hitting numbers? Will it go down a little? Will it go up? Will he pitch a little more? It all depends. But nonetheless, Jack Snipes arguably had the best hitting season in Apex football history. And he was a rookie while doing this. And coming in at number 1 was your MVP, Cy Young Award, and Rookie of the Year, Jake Busick. Yes, he's known for the pitching stats. 3 games, 3 starts, 14 2/3 innings of work with a 3-0 record, a perfect game which was thrown through 6 innings, 3 no-hitters, 3 shutouts, 3 complete games, a .545 whip, allowing no runs at all, 44 strikeouts, which was the league best, only giving up 2 hits, which was when he wasn't even able to pitch full speed, giving up 6 walks. His opponents had a 1.54 OBP and a .043 average. He did make 1 putout in the field, and up at the plate, he did have solid numbers. Went 6 for 18, which he had the 5th most amount of hits in the league. All this through 8 games, by the way. Also hit a home run, had 8 RBIs, which was the 4th most in the league, a 333 average, which was tied for 3rd, a .571 OBP, which was 3rd in the league, had 8 walks, had 10 walks compared to only 8 strikeouts, so a positive walk-to-K ratio, a 500 slugging percentage, which was 4th in the league, and a 1.071 OPS, which was 3rd. Hands down, Jake Busick was just the best player. He had the best pitching season that anyone has ever had in a long time. It's been probably since Aiden Salpek. And Jake also had great numbers up at the plate, so that's why he deserved the number 1 player. You got to give the MVP the number 1 player as well. So, with that being said, those are your top 10 players, and those are who deserves awards. We are getting into our season very soon. Next week, we're actually going to have a very fun video for you. And then following that, we'll have our usual Apex Football Tonight video. We'll have our hype video, and it's going to be epic. I am very excited for this season. So stay tuned for next week's special video. I hope you liked the video. Go subscribe if you haven't already. Go like the video, and also follow us on Instagram at ApexFootball_League. There'll be lots of announcements over there. But stay tuned. Buckle up. It's going to be a good ride.